but when I looked towards it, everything was as still as ice. When I finally arrived, I texted the mysterious man a message saying I'm here. The address was of an old, almost abandoned-looking house. I stepped out of the car and headed straight to the front door, but before I could knock, it swung open, and an elderly, homeless-looking man with a dirty long beard and greying hair stood there, looking me up and down. "Sir?" I asked, and he motioned for me to come inside. The house was nothing like the outside. It was clean and tidy, and every nook and crevice was lit up with blinding light. "They can't exist where there's no shadow," he said, as if expecting my question. Every piece of furniture was made out of see-through glass. There was not one single object that could cast a shadow between us. "It has no name," he said, looking at me. "There are many that visit you in your sleep, some good, some bad. Sleep paralysis is a logically explained occurrence of your mind being awake but your body not. However, it's not as simple as that. It's not that your mind is awake. Your mind is between being awake and being asleep. That in-between part is where these demons lie in wait in the darkness. Most can only just scare you. They won't cause any harm, but there are a few, like the one on your hands right now, that can cause a lot of hurt. How'd you get rid of it?" He motioned with his hands to the house. "Once he lets himself in, only the light can keep him away from you." "Do you not sleep then?" "I do," he said. "I sleep in bright light. Over time, its connection to you grows faint. It eventually loses interest in you." "How does it erase the existence of my son? I can't even remember him at all." "Henry, was it?" he said. "That I do not know. This thing doesn't have that kind of power, which means you probably have more than one of these things on your hands." His eyes widened as he stood up. "I can't tell you anymore. You need to leave now." "Well, why did you even invite me here?" It doesn't matter. I've answered enough questions. Make sure there's not a single shadow in your home if you wish to survive. I'm sorry about your son, but it seems like he's far too gone." He basically threw me out, and I sat in my car for a long moment. I decided that I wanted to see my son. I started the car back up and drove all the way back into the hospital's parking lot. By the time I was back, it was about 11 p.m. A new receptionist sat at the desk, and I tried to explain my situation as logically and best as possible. "So please just let me see him, even through a window is fine." She looked at me with a conflicted expression. "Fine, you only get 5 minutes." She led me to his room, and there he was, the boy from the videos, laying there in darkness. I observed him through the window, wishing to remember all that he had once meant to me. A shadow moved at the corner of my eye, and I followed it, a dark silhouette. It was in the room with my son, as if hiding itself in the corner. "Hey!" I screamed, and the receptionist came running back. "There's someone in there!" She rushed into the room and turned on the light, and I was right behind her. She gave a sigh of relief. "You need to go now, lady." "No, please, you've got to believe me. There was a shadow in there. I swear I saw it." "Calm down, ma'am. There's nothing in the room." That's when my emotions burst, and I just started crying. The receptionist led me back to the lobby, and I just sat down, and I just sobbed. I can see the nurses sharing hushed whispers about me as I sit here in the lobby writing this. Chances are they'll kick me out, or worse yet, lock me up. My name is Helen, and if it takes me, please don't forget me like I forgot him. I want to remember.